it was a close fight.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't say this man dominated you and you only got one round.
Yeah, those scorecards was crazy. Let me pull up the scorecards right now, because those scorecards were ridiculous, man. That was some of the worst.
119.
That was one of the worst. That was some of the worst scorecards that
Come on, man.
I've seen all year for a very, very close fight. Even with the knockdowns, even with the knockdown and the point taken, with the 2-8 rounds that I gave to Geron Ennis, Chuk, I mean, I scored it.
116.
All right, because I'm recording, so they're listening to me right now. No, I'm recording. I'm not live, but we're talking. We just talking. We
They're
can go recap.
116, 115. Something like that.
Or, yeah. 115, 113 would have been cool. You know what I mean? Listen. Shout out to everyone that was just live with us.
116, 114.
Anything,
something like that.
We know it's in Philly.
They're saying, hey, listen, you worked.
The rounds were close. It was a very good fight. It was a very good fight, y'all. We saw it.
That man deserved the respect to say, I might have lost the fight, but it was a close fight.
All right, so the scorecards officially was 119, 107, 117, 109, and 116, 110. I mean, ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Like I said, that man that put all that work in, his team, his boxing team, they at least deserve the respect of saying that you fought a close fight. You lost the fight, but it was this close to you winning.
Yeah.
Not saying 107,
so
119.
You gave the guy one round.
You never had a chance. You didn't do nothing else in that fight.
So technically, based on these scorecards,
one
gave him 1 round, one gave him 3, and one gave him 4.
Come on, that's not fair. I'm fair.
I thought
that's not fair.
I scored a fight 7 rounds to 5 or 8 to 4 for Chuk. Some of those rounds were close. So if you have it different, if you have it the other way around, cool. But these judges here,
you could have did 7 rounds to 5, 8 rounds to 4. At least you're saying that man worked hard. You understand what I'm saying? Because the two rounds, you got to forget. Don't forget the 2 rounds that he lost by knockdown
and a point.
10-8.
10-8 rounds.
10-8, right? 10-8 rounds is a 10-8 round. So those 2 are dead.
Yeah, but the 117 and the 119, 109 was
that
just.
Means that he won.
That card was done before the fight started.
That means that the man only won 1 round.
Yeah.
He was only good for winning 1 round, and that man fought a fight, man. This was one of the greatest fights. It's a great fight.
Yeah. It was a close fight, man. It was a very good fight. And it just takes away from what... I mean, what are we doing?
I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see that fight again.
Well, we're not going to get that again, ever.
Yeah, we will.
No, they have no reason to fight again.
Yeah, because people want to see it.
It's not going to happen.
She can make it happen. I'm setting something up right now.
All right, so look, recap of the fight. I personally think that Boots went into this fight with his pops. His pops was in his corner. Similar scenario of what I saw back in the Teofimo Lopez fight with George Kambosos. They went in there expecting this guy to get knocked out. When Chuk started the fight, he came forward and had Boots on the back foot, right? Which was not expected because the guy ran the entire first fight. So none of us expected
toe-to-toe boxing.
No. So I think what happened was because this guy decided to go to war with Boots, I think most people, or at least his corner, expected like, oh, okay, this guy wants to go toe-to-toe with us. We should be able to knock him out. But that didn't happen because Chuk was throwing heavy shots early and he had the better footwork by far, superior. So he's doing all of the stuff that you see Lomachenko do or Usyk do. Mm-hmm. He's doing all this moving around. He's creating all these angles. All right. He's countering. He's leading with right hands and he's getting in and out. And Boots didn't have the feet to keep up with him. And not only that, Boots is clearly fighting to entertain the crowd. He's keeping his hands down. He's fighting like we seen him fight.
Smiling at the people in the audience.
How he was fighting against the prospects, he was fighting that same way with his hands down. He's trying to move. He's trying to show what he can do what Sweet Pea did and Floyd and Roy Jones. No, he's getting hit with everything. He's getting heavy. And this guy is landing heavy shots. These are heavy shots. Mm-hmm. And he's landing combinations. Even in my breakdown of the fight, I said, I feel like if he decides to come in more aggressive because he wants to win the fight, that would be dangerous for him because we know that Boots is known to be the bigger puncher and the bigger fighter overall. But he did that. But he took his power and he outboxed him and he outworked him. He was more consistent. Whatever way you had the fight scored, he was more consistent throughout the entirety of the fight.
So now, this is my view of the fight. By round 3, Boots realized that he didn't train for this kind of fight. This was a toe-to-toe fight. The man came and stood toe-to-toe right in the middle of the ring and was ready to box him for the whole 12 rounds, which is the results of the fight. Boots didn't train. He was fatigued. His stamina was not up for the fight. There was times where he was losing his balance because he was tired. He slipped. He was not ready to fight a fighter like this in the ring. He got hoodwinked because he thought that he was going to fight the same fighter that he fought the last time.
He probably
was running around from him because he was scared to get hit by him.
He probably prepared to cut off the ring.
This boxer, Chuk, trained to get in that ring and fight this guy like a man. And I'm going to take my hats off to him because he did that. He gave his 100%, and he did whatever he can do to try to win that fight. Did he knock him out? No. But did he fight that man like a boxer's supposed to? Absolutely. He earned my respect. I got more respect for him now. And most boxing people, most boxing fans out there that know boxing, he earned his respect from this fight.
Anybody that saw the fight, anybody in
his respect for it.
Look at the father, look at his corner, look at the arena. The arena was quiet the entire fight.
His father was disappointed with Boots.
The father was yelling at him,
telling him
to get him out of there.
Yelling at him instead of telling him what
to do
to make adjustments, how to counter his opponent.
Yeah,
this is not fatherhood right now. This is I'm telling you how to beat your opponent. Mm-hmm. I'm watching you in this fight make these adjustments. That's how boxing works. He wasn't told that the entire fight. He was never told how to make adjustments to beat him fairly.
Yeah.
He still won, but he wasn't taught how to beat this man fairly in the ring. There was no adjustments made.
Listen, I wasn't
take him out.
I was expecting a decision win for Boots, but what I wasn't expecting was a 119, 107 scorecard or anything close to that. I mean, this was a fight that even going into the 12th round, I'm like, yo, Boots got to do everything to try to pull this out. And he lost the 12th round.
Yeah. And another thing, even with a win on the decision, you didn't have to make the man look like he didn't do nothing.
Well, he didn't do that. That's the judges.
I'm talking to the judges.
Yeah.
You made the man feel like he didn't do nothing for 12 rounds.
Yeah, you would think that this was almost as close as the first fight. It's just crazy.
Why not?
You know?
That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. Listen, the fight was a good fight. I don't want to take anything away from the actual fight. Both of them showed up and they did what they had to do. Chuk is obviously better than what we all thought he was. Okay, so he's a real player at 147. Eddie Hearn was talking about him moving up to 54. It's not going to be any easier up at 54, man. No. So if you move up there, you may be stronger because you don't have to cut the weight as much. But at the end of the day, the opposition at 54 is way more difficult than all of those guys.
And they're natural 154.
Or they're 160 guys that's squeezing in them 154. Regardless, the talent, not just size, the talent at 54 is much greater. Because all the good fighters that was at 47, they went to 54, and then all the fighters that was already at 54 are there too.
Natural 54s.
So I don't know what Boots is going to do. I mean, to be honest, we were just saying this. They're not going to fight for a third time. He's not going to fight him again. You know, it doesn't matter how many people scream for it. We already know that this wasn't a fight. This was a mandated fight. Chuk don't have a big name. They already fought twice. I mean, no one's going to ask for it. But at the end of the day, people are going to look at this as an exposure because this was a fighter that people were saying that Terrence Crawford was ducking.
If he gets in the ring like that and fights for Terrence, I'm not saying that he beat him. But I don't see what I don't see that talent. I didn't see that talent.
Defense was very poor.
I don't see the talent.
Defense was poor here. It was a good fight, but the defense wasn't on point, and Boots spent too much time. We're in the third round, and we're saying to ourselves, "Yo, keep your hands up. This is a real fight." By the third round, we're live. I'm screaming, "Yo, this guy is not here to play. Keep your hands up and fight this fight as if."
He's in the middle of the ring with his hands dropped. He's
trying to show, but still looking into the crowd. And then when he got the knockdown, he went right back to doing it again because he felt like everything was good. This guy recovered and came right back again. Like, we got to keep it real. I'm a Boots fan. I'm a big fan. We're fans of him.
No doubt.
I just went to his fight.
No doubt.
I was going to go to this one.
But I'm going to call it like
I put money on him. I want him to win. But we got to keep it real. Just like you can tell his father was pissed off even after the fight. There was no celebration. You already know what's going to go down when they get back to that dressing room. Let's be real. The guy either lost the fight or barely won the fight. And the judges did their thing to make sure he won that fight. But they made it look like it wasn't even a close fight.
Yeah,
it made it look like it was a domination.
This guy just beat him up for 12 rounds.
Yeah, it's one of the worst scorecards of the year. What makes it a robbery is how wide the scorecards were. Especially the first two.
And that's the problem right there. Why do you have to disrespect the guy when you can still say you lost closely?
Yeah, you can give him.
You can say the guy lost closely.
Yeah.
You ain't got to say you won.
That's
round.
what we all thought.
You won. Yeah, nice job. You won one round. Yeah. Nice job.
Yeah.
That's not the fight that none of us saw. Yeah. None of you saw that fight where you can say he won one round. Yeah. That's nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, even giving them 3 is not good either.
Forget 3. I'm saying 1.
Yeah. That's like...
The judge took 2. I mean, the ref took 2. So we already know...
Oh, he took 2 points. But, so look, if you take 2 points, right? Like
10-8 round
if you take a point on a... If you take a point from the holding? The holding.
Right.
If Chuk won that round, it still would have been a 9-9 round.
9-9, but yeah.
You know,
and he won that round.
Or if Chuk dominated the round.
Hold up, and he won that round.
Yeah.
He didn't win that round.
I don't know. I think I gave that round to Ennis. That 10-8 of the point taking round. I gave it to Ennis. But listen, overall, good fight. Just poor judging, unfortunately. Boots needs things to work on, and his dad needs to understand that as a trainer, as a father, but as a trainer,
bring somebody else in there that's going to train him.
You gotta give him advice on what to do next because you just yelling at him to fight harder and to knock him out. That doesn't work.
Take him out.
We saw it in the Teofimo Lopez, George Cambosa's fights.
That doesn't work.
You guys were expecting an easy fight. It didn't work out that way. You guys probably trained for it to cut off the ring. You didn't have to do that. This guy came to brawl with you, and you guys were not expecting it.
He was tired by the 5th round.
And you were tired. Yes, he was tired. He was tired. And then it came to a point where Chuk was clearly winning the early half of each round.
In the middle of the ring, toe to toe.
Boots was landing some good heavy shots between rounds, but he wasn't consistent. All right, he was getting hit a lot, and he was missing a lot still. You know, he didn't know what to do with this guy and his legs, and I'm circling around, I'm turning him repeatedly, using angles. It was just too much. All right, I do not care about the loss or the win. The win, I'm cool with them giving the boots. I'm not cool with those scorecards. They were a little bit ridiculous to me. All right, but anyway, just wanted to do a quick recap. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, good
all
weekend.
Right? Peace.